hero of today is the legend of tomorrow. And whosoever crosses him shall live their life in sorrow. For though the bridge is burned, that they may not return it. To learn it, from Ernest, there once was a man named Warrow. Ernest B. Warrow. Let's celebrate this champion, this paragon of virtue. And should you be his foe, he'll be sorry if he hurt you. To some he's just a man, but to others he's a beacon. He sends his mother cash and he calls her every weekend. He's punctual, he's affable, he's never quick to quarrel. He's moral, he's Ernest B. Warrow.
We know the end.
Hey, Vern! How you doing, Vern?
Oh, my God,
Vern, are you
it's
excited about this
Ernest.
new thing called a podcast?
Hey, Vern. Hey, Vern. How you doing, Vern?
It was not until 10 minutes in this movie that I realized, oh my God, what have I done? I forgot this is a key component of Ernest's personality, is that he is
Hey,
a friend with
Listen,
my
Vern,
name.
I want to talk about this crazy new drink called Mellow Yellow. Have you heard of Mellow Yellow?
Oh,
it's all the flavor of Mountain Dew, but none of the fat.
You know, I've always wanted to do it, and it's never happened because it would require so much more than I'm capable of doing by myself. But I've always wanted to do a bit for my YouTube where I film the other half of the Ernest commercials, and it's me like get the fuck out of my face, man.
Well, I mean, let's be real. The bulk of Ernest, like a good tenth of this movie is just funny games. Like, it's just a home invasion movie.
Holy shit,
folks,
yeah.
Folks, welcome to Movies for Babies. We're talking Ernest Saves Christmas.
Know what I mean?
Not I mean.
No, do you in fact know what we mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, I don't think they do. Guys, what the fuck is Ernest?
All right. So this will take some doing. I would imagine most of our listeners, most people of our contemporary age, would know Ernest, but more specifically performer Jim Varney, as the voice of Slinky Dog in most of the Toy Story films.
And he's a voice in Treasure Planet.
2 out of 4.
I think he's in 3. I think it was released
he's not
posthumously.
He's not in Toy
not-
Story 3. I remember that.
All right, 50% of
Because
Toy
I remember
Story
Doug
3.
Walker making a shitty video about it.
Was he also in Treasure Planet or was there Atlantis? I think it's Treasure Planet that he was also in.
You know, Treasure Planet was his last movie.
That's
he played
right.
No, not Treasure Planet, Atlantis. He played Cookie, the cook.
Okay, gotcha.
And the movie was, in fact, dedicated to Jim Varney.
He's also, and no one knows this except for me, he was also Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies movie that came out in the 90s. The Penelope
that's pretty
Spheris.
good casting.
That's fine.
Diedrich Bader.
Fine.
Yeah, no, that movie's very funny. I hate to admit how funny that is, but that's a very funny movie. Ernest was the only thing that I could really like. The modern day equivalent, and it's not really a modern day equivalent that I can think of, is like Ernest was a commercial pitchman who kind of blew up and became big. It's if the Geico Caveman sitcom was successful, that'd be the only modern day comparison.
What if the Geico Gecko didn't pitch just Geico Insurance, but also Coke Zero, and the 2010 Honda Civic?
So Ernest,
and then they made a movie about it.
Yeah, so Ernest was a pitchman, but he wasn't brand loyal. He was kind of like a Billy Mays, and where you could just hire John Cherry, the director of the Ernest spots, and majority, all but one of the Ernest movies, and Jim Varney to do an Ernest commercial for your thing. Ernest, Jim Varney was a character actor, and his side gig, which became his main gig, was just like one day a week he would just go and film back to back to back commercials all day. Sometimes he would he'd film the same commercial but for like 4 or 5 different regional markets. Commercials where he's like, that's right, Jacksonville, that's right, whatever, like he would name specific things, and that was just like a thing that he did. And the Ernest commercials became super, super, super popular. So much so that, and this is one of my favorite a movies for babies staple, shitting on Disney and their ineptitude. Ernest was very popular in the South, and his popularity from these commercials got him invited to be a character in a parade that happened in Orlando, Florida. But also, because this parade was happening in Orlando, Florida, Disney lent out Mickey Mouse to be at this parade. And the parade goes by, and Ernest, Jim Varney as Ernest P. Worrell, gets a way bigger reaction than Mickey Mouse does. And one of the Disney people goes back to work the next day. Someone asks him, how did the parade go yesterday? This Disney person that was at the parade is furious. He's like, we take Mickey Mouse, our beloved character, and no one gives a shit about him, but people go crazy over this dumb commercial guy. He's voicing this complaint, and someone at Disney says, hold up, a commercial guy got a bigger reaction to Mickey Mouse? Well, let's see if we can do something with him, and let's try to make him into something.
Let's be real. Both of these men both wiped off their noses before they started this conversation.
Yes, of course. And so Ernest, who was previously just like the spokesman for like Mellow Yellow and like Uncle Jim's used car auto emporium or whatever.
Right. And like his whole bit is the annoying neighbor.
Yes.
He is your
He
annoying.
performs a home invasion.
Yeah,
to
on his neighbor
supposed
Vern.
friend Vern.
Yes.
Yes. Vern doesn't seem to like him very much, but
I
on
do.
his
I
friend
hate
Vern,
this motherfucker.
I hate this fucking guy.
Canonically, the Vern in all of Ernest's commercials and in this movie is me.
Yeah, is our pal Vern. And it is the wildest idea to try and take this character and turn it into a film premise. It's like many...
It's like if you took Billy Mays and made him Pee Wee Herman.
Right? He's an annoying neighbor who talks fast, which is not it is a character in the classic sense, but it's not like a hero of a film, right? Mm-hmm. And you take this character,
not a main, like maybe a supporting character, not a main character,
not a main character
of whom he's gone to camp, he's gone to jail,
he's gone to prison,
he's gone to
yes.
Africa.
Yes, he went to Africa. But he fits so well into the slinky dog role. But to try and take it's like when Saturday Night Live tells you they're making a movie, and you're like, a whole movie about Pat from It's Pat, a whole movie about Pat
God.
from It's Pat. Fame?
It's
like making a movie entirely about Sandy Cheeks.
Yeah, kinda.
There's not a good one-to-one analog. I think the Geico Caveman is like close. Like if they had made
because he's a commercial character, but like
yeah. But also, everything we're talking about is a specific brand, but this was a character that passed from commercial to commercial, but was never owned. So it's not...
It's very... This was back when public access TV was a thing.
Yeah.
Right, like one of the characters
he's very much a
in this
creature
film.
of that era.
One of the things that benefited Jim Varney and the Ernest character is that, like... So, Jim Varney and John Cherry... all worked out of Tennessee, and how do I put this in a way that's unoffensive? Like, the humor in these commercials are very lowbrow. A lot of like, he fall down, go boom. A lot of these commercials feature Ernest just like, he's on a ladder in a window talking about Mellow Yellow, and then me, Vern, pushes him off the ladder. But what helps with these movies and this transition to the movies is like Jim Varney he's no longer with us, was legitimately a talented actor, and because like there's a lot of like he fall down go boom, they could kind of sort of turn Ernest into like a Buster Keaton or a Charlie Chaplin, where there's a lot of like physical slapstick humor, like in a lot of these movies, these Ernest movies, it's Ernest and he's inept, and he gets into a situation, and he gets hurt a whole bunch.
There's an alternate timeline where Jim Varney could have been a Coen brother regular.
I want to see that movie so bad.
Absolutely.
Could
But he had a little bit where he could pass between like roles. Like he's the bad guy in Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. Like and even within the Ernest movies, there is a certain amount of him getting to play other broad characters like Auntie Nelda and the Snake Wrangler and like all these different like broad types that he could have been, but he ends up just being the guy with the Ernest voice because he basically does that in Toy Story. He does that in his episode of The Simpsons. I assume he does it on Hercules the Animated Series. And
like it's just sort of a blue collar clown.
Yes, whereas, like, you can find videos of him, like, doing Shakespeare. And, like, it's not Ernest doing Shakespeare.
Well, no,
it's
honestly, what he reminds me as is, like, a funny Mike Rowe.
Of Dirty Jobs fame?
Except if Mike Rowe wasn't, like, a shitty Coke-funded guy. Because, like, because for the record, listeners, Mike Rowe is a right-to-work, anti-union, anti-labor law guy.
Ooh.
Who
Let me show you the real
who
men.
basically goes to, like, every dirty job in America and says, there should be less regulation to do this job.
Yeah,
And
that
then
sucks.
leaves to go somewhere else.
these brave men don't need health insurance. They're doing the real work.
No,
Health
he actually did this thing called, like, the SWEAT pledge.
Ew.
Yeah, where it's like, I value hard work being the most important thing. And in fact, I value safety third after a large profit and getting home.
Bummer.
Yeah, oh no, he's like, he's very much a piece of shit.
Not that I was
fucking
like,
shit
not that
stain.
like I had a huge affinity or affection for Micro before learning this, but
Like, this is the only Ernest movie I've ever seen.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, like, I was born in 1993, so I very much missed the Ernest bus.
Am I, Kevin, were you an Ernest kid growing up, or is this, or did you miss that as well?
I was not an Ernest kid. I saw a few of them. I
Okay.
saw Ernest Scared Stupid when I was very young, and it, like, legitimately fucking frightened me.
There
And the
are
troll
legitimately-
monsters
yeah.
of that
Yeah.
movie,
Like-
haunted
Like,
the
I
darkness
acknowledged
of my
Ernest
home.
as, like, going to the grocery store rental store.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And those Missourians, my family would go to Schnucks for our movies.
Of course.
And just seeing, like, oh, there's this weird man making deeply unpleasant faces on this movie cover. What is his problem?
Justin,
I want to
you-
rent, I want to rent the All Stars Cartoon Hour.
Right, Justin, you looked at those VHS covers and you went, "Eh-hee-hee-hee-hee."
Well,
You know what? I made the Ernest face.
Yeah.
but
it's-
so whenever, and in fact, I remember whenever I pitched us watching this movie to Justin, I remember he reacted going, "Wah!"
But,
In all fairness,
I
that's
also
the
saw-
same sound Wario makes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So that
Jim
that
Varney
is my point of
should've-
reference to the Varney sound.
Hey,
yeah. Jim Varney should have played Waluigi.
I was just going to say the
Actually,
same thing. I was
yes,
just going to
in
say
the
that.
in the unproduced Mario Brothers movie sequel.
If they had made a sequel, exactly, he
They-
should have played Waluigi.
It
They-
was Jim Varney as Waluigi, Danny DeVito as Wario.
Yes, good, thank you.
I-
print it.
I'm down
You're
with
welcome,
that.
Hollywood.
I'm down with that. I personally think Bob Hoskins should have played Wario instead of Mario.
Dual roles.
Oh, wait,
both roles,
as like a
both
double?
roles.
No,
Like a double
I think
casting?
like they shouldn't have had Mario. They should have had Mario as a different actor. I think Bob Hoskins. If you watch the original Mario Brothers movie, I think he's a better Wario than he is a Mario. He's like,
Well,
what are you talking about?
He's
I'm
just
from Brooklyn.
playing Eddie Valiant. He's just
Yeah.
being Eddie Valiant, who is a better villain than a hero.
But man, I love the idea of Jim Varney as Waluigi. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Ha-cha-cha. And I had also seen Ernest
yes.
Goes to Africa a few times.
I am sorry.
Okay.
Which
What does
was
he actually do in Africa?
nothing good. There was this period in time in American comedy where movie sequels were, let's send the characters to a different place. And for a while that place was Africa, because Ernest went there, Ace Ventura went there. And then even as we enter into the 2000s, we realize that that is probably pretty dicey territory. So we started sending them to England. Garfield went to England. The Shanghai Knights went to England. We started sending Agent Cody Banks. The second one, we would just start sending people to England as the new Africa.
Didn't it so, like that Falling series, that like Blank Falls with Gerard Butler, they went to England in the
has
70s,
fallen.
didn't they?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
London
yeah.
has fallen. That might have been the third one of those. I forget the chronology of the Olympus Has Fallen franchise.
The Fallen cinematic universe.
The
is,
dense lore of the Fallen cinematic universe. But Vern, you and I are both big fans of the YouTube series Ernest Roulette, which has given me a familiarity with all of these
Ernest,
to one degree or another.
Ernest Roulette, if you've not seen it, it is a video podcast. One of the co-hosts of it is Neil Cicerega, who's we've talked about on Kevern just how incredible
Genius.
he is. Genius.
A titan of internet comedy.
Yes.
100%.
If I strongly recommend if you like this show, if you like movies for babies, you will enjoy Ernest Roulette. They talk about every single Ernest movie. I will say, as a kid, I was a big Ernest head.
Is it because they referenced you in the commercials?
It's because I had no friends, and finally I had someone who would talk to me.
Ernest was your only friend.
Ernest was my only friend. You can also hear me make that same joke in an episode of Hollywood Handbook, the Pro version, live at Seattle. But anyway, I've only got 4 jokes.
Hey, no, listen, we love Hollywood Handbook in Seattle.
Yes. But I was
only in Seattle.
Yes, I was a big Ernest head as a kid. Ernest Scared Stupid is like widely considered to be like the best one. If you ask me, Ernest Goes to Jail is the one. Ernest Goes to Jail is just a few clicks away from being like a cult classic movie, I think. It's a great, wonderful little movie where like Jim Varney really gets to show off his acting chops.
Yes,
he plays Ernest, but he also plays a like real deal like criminal who escapes from prison. He does a swap. He puts on Ernest clothes.
It's big Muppets Most Wanted
energy. Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
Jim Varney gets.
I know Ernest Goes to Jail because I used to listen to How It Got Made, and that was the movie where everyone just concluded that Jim Varney is in fact hot.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I'm not gonna lie. Jim Varney is in fact, when he's being an asshole, extremely hot.
Yeah. I'd go there. And there's like whenever he's Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies movie, there's like a ruggedness to him. Like you wouldn't mind just being in a cabin while he putters around and like heats up the oven. You know, like heats up the fireplace and splits wood. You know what I mean? Like I would sign off on Jim Varney being hot. But Jim Varney, he's in a ton of Ernest movies. Majority of them being straight to video. There were 4 or 5 that were theatrically released. The first being Ernest Goes to Camp. The second one being the topic of today's episode, Ernest Saves Christmas. Because it's kind of one of those things that, like, we don't know what... They still, like... It still feels like, even though this is their second Ernest movie, they don't know what to do in an Ernest movie. And so it's like, I guess a Christmas one? And then this was successful. Ernest Goes to Camp was successful. But because, like, they did this one, and it was successful, and it was holiday themed, we're like, I guess a Halloween one? And then the rest of the Ernest filmography is literally just like, Ernest goes here, Ernest goes there, Ernest does this.
Ernest goes to East Germany.
Yes, Ernest goes to Kabul, Afghanistan. Ernest goes to downtown Detroit. Ernest goes to a mattress made
Ernest helps the Taliban.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Rambo, it is earnestly shocking that Ernest never went to Australia, because he even was around for that period of American comedy, the Australian Crocodile Dundee, although we always brought the Australians to us.
Yeah.
We didn't
no.
go there.
The
We
movie
had
I
them-
grew up with was Mary-Kate and Ashley go to Australia to fight Italian mobsters.
Of course, who have taken over the outback, as we
Exactly.
all know. Uluru is overrun by fucking Italian gangsters, gabagools.
The wretched Italians have conquered Melbourne. We, Mary-Kate and Ashley, must stop them to save the surfing scene.
Yeah.
I
But usually the Australians came to us, those wild men trying to exist in our cities with our people.
They're
I'm-
not sending their best.
I've got to brag on my. I've got to brag on myself. I'm so proud of this, and I don't care. I'm shoehorning this in. The other day, I carry up. My job requires I break down a lot of boxes. I do some other things. I carry a pocket knife with me at work.
You're Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, and the other day at work, someone asked me, "Hey Vern, do you have a knife on you?" And I said, "I do." Well, Crocodile Dundee would disagree. And I thought that was so funny, and no one laughed. But anyway.
A very good gag.
Thank you. I was very proud of it. But
I don't mean that is that is an SNL quality joke. I don't mean that as a condescension. I mean that is a good broad joke to make in a sketch.
Thank you. I'm more conversationally funny than I am in any other thing, unless you listen to me on a podcast, in which you realize that's total horseshit. I'm not conversationally funny. But anyway,
And then it's like talking to Robert De Niro.
yes, Ernest Saves Christmas. I didn't make a lot of notes for our last movie because our last movie is. We have a promise here that we were going to do good movies for the rest of the year. I will argue that Ernest Saves Christmas is a good movie, but
I would agree.
But I wouldn't. But I didn't take notes during Fantastic Mr. Fox because I was like, I want to enjoy this movie, and I think Ernest Saves Christmas is a good movie. But as far as the good that we've covered with Muppet Movie, with Fantastic Mr. Fox, with everything, I was like, Goosebumps. This is on the lower end of good. This is right above the notch where the fine territory exists.
Yeah, I am going to
although
land.
I would say it's good, but it comes entirely on the back of one man, and that man is Don Sears.
Santa Claus. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The guy, everyone would know him as the man who voiced the Sultan from Aladdin.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
But he is
He's a guy.
He's
been
one
around.
of the best Santa Claus I have ever seen in cinema.
This was one of my growing up. This is one of my least favorite Ernest movies, and so much of it was because he was such a good Santa Claus, and it bummed me out. No one listening to Santa Claus going to prison. It bummed me out as a
he
kid.
is tooth-achingly sweet.
Yes.
And just nice, and he just loves everybody and what he does, and just loves everything about his own existence in a way that, as a 26-year-old, is just disarming. But he is putting in 110% in being Santa Claus.
Yes.
In the way, this movie is basically, what if the Santa Claus movie was good?
Oh. Ooh.
Literally, no, because, the Santa Claus with Tim Allen is basically, what if an asshole became Santa Claus? And then all sequels of that movie are, what if an asshole stayed Santa Claus?
Okay.
just, because Tim Allen just, oh, yeah, I'm a big man. I love tools. What, I have to be Santa? I gotta love everyone? That's gay as hell.
Which
is the crux of the movie.
Whereas in this, there's an element of, like, Santa Claus is looking for a replacement, but he wants to find someone who's also a decent person.
Yeah, and he goes to champion of the 90s, Fred Rogers.
Essentially, yeah, this movie...
He goes to a Mr. Rogers type.
Yes.
A public access TV puppeteer.
Uncle Joe, who... maybe more of a Captain Kangaroo type than a Fred Rogers type, but like
an amalgam of Fred Rogers, Captain Kangaroo, and Jim Henson.
He's doing a puppet show for kids, and it's like, how sweet. And then it does this wide shot where this barrier that he was behind is a see-through partition. So like,
but it's like a fun house partition.
So like the
it's
kids
like
would have seen him like puppeteering the entire time. There's this is a Touch-Tone Pictures release under the Disney umbrella, but a lot of this kind of feels very low budget, very homegrown.
This is a Weinstein distribution joint.
Yeah, this kind of feels like a, all right, here's some money, go fuck off and make an Ernest movie. And it kind of shows in this, despite it being a Christmas movie, everyone in this movie is covered in sweat at all times.
Well, no, we'll get to that. That's the location they set this in.
That's Orlando, baby.
I hear you, but also like they're all just sopping wet, and it's all so
Isn't it
gross.
amazing that South Orlando looks exactly like Southern California?
Well, thank you for bringing one of my favorite Austin Powers quotes into the equation.
Okay, this movie should have been set in L.A., right?
Thank you. I was just thinking the same thing. It's so weird that they chose Orlando, but want to do California things in Orlando.
The central subplot is Santa Claus needs a replacement, and he goes to Mr. Rogers to hire him, but Mr. Rogers has a despicable, and I'm sorry to say it, coded Jewish agent.
Yeah.
A guy who, listen,
Mr. Big Deals,
Mr.
Big Deals, who rolls up,
movie agent, you're fucking Jewish. I'm sorry.
Kevin, you were saying about Mr. Big Deals.
Mr. Big Deals, his custom license plate, his vanity plate says Big Deals. In the Ernest universe, this man is later elected president. This guy did a coke binge and wrote a fucking book about making deals.
Yeah.
I hate this guy. I gotta tell y'all, I did this.
To this day, gives business seminars to, I don't know, pool salesmen.
Yeah. This guy's great. I hate him. I had to do this movie in like 3 shifts. I was bored out of my fucking skull. I sat down on the exercise bike and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna watch Ernest Saves Christmas. And I got 30 minutes in and I was like, I need to watch something else for a little while.
You will, Kevin. There's this amazing thing. It's called double speed. You can watch a movie in 45 minutes.
Justin, I patently refuse to watch a movie at more than 1.0 speed. I won't do it. I had to do this movie in like 3 shifts. I don't know. There are elements of this movie that I like, right? I like that when the guy gets crushed by the big shipping container, later we see that he's like flat against the side of it, and it's like very obviously they cut a hole in this thing, and like it's like a holiday decoration when you put like Santa, flat on the window.
Okay, one of those things 30 minutes. Vern, do you want to start the recap?
Sure. It's one of those things where it's like one of those witch decorations where she flew into your house.
Yes, I love that homegrown feel. I love that a reindeer flies to the ceiling and they just built an upside down ceiling and had a reindeer walk on it. Like, that rules.
They keep cutting to the shittier American version of Laurel and Hardy.
Which is very funny because after Jim Varney died, John Cherry made a Laurel and Hardy movie starring the big guy. I got his name. Galliard Sartain.
Really?
Not Laurel.
Not Laurel. Jim Varney was supposed to be Laurel, but Jim Varney passed away, so they got.
Wow.
I can't remember who the other guy is. But anyway, Ernest Saves Christmas. All week leading up to this movie, every time I'd think like I'm gonna watch Ernest Saves Christmas, the opening music from Christmas Vacation would play in my brain, and I was like, oh, wait, different movie. This
Then
movie
they forgot to shoot an opening to the movie.
Yes, it opens with images of the Coca-Cola Santa. And just like a medley of different Christmas songs. The Coca-Cola Santa, as a reminder to you all,
That in fact Santa is a corporate symbol, and
Yes.
buy presents, you pigs.
but also, coconut glass is a treat. Santa arrives in Orlando via airplane. All the kids at the airport in Orlando immediately know he's Santa. And
That's
Santa,
actually a great detail, though, that like kids can clock who Santa is,
Just
but
like-
adults
yeah, like-
can't.
and he's really like telegraphing that he's Santa Claus.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, I work in the North.
Yeah.
I work in toys. You
Yeah.
big-wheeling business type, you know how that is.
They decide to not try and lampshade you like, oh, is this guy Santa or isn't he? We know from jump this is Santa.
Yeah.
They are daring you to not believe that this is Santa.
Yes, it's right away, and he's, as I said, he telegraphs like, "I work up north in toys." It's very obvious that he's Santa, and like he goes to immigration, like he goes to the TSA, and they check out his passport, and his passport photo is him in the Santa Claus hat, and like his name on the passport is Santa Claus. It's not Kris Kringle. It's not Saint Nicholas. It's Santa Claus.
No. Kris Kringle is his predecessor.
Oh, gotcha.
Because, although technically Christ Kringle refers to a Dutch angel of Christmas
Gotcha.
that got conglomerated into the character of Santa Claus in America when Coca-Cola started their ad campaign.
I see. First big question right off the way. He's talking with that TSA agent, and that TSA agent fucking hates his job. And like...
As any TSA agent should.
Yes. But he looks at this passport, and he sees Santa Claus, and in the passport photo, Santa Claus is wearing the full Santa Claus suit, and his name says Santa Claus, and like, the TSA agent, the guy at immigration, immediately is like, this guy seems suspicious. And he looks at a bunch of like punch-out level stereotype.
No. In all fairness, the clientele of El Sleazo Cafe.
Yes. He sees that, and then he's like, whatever. And then, here's my question. He does this, and he was like, whatever. And then later on in the movie, near the end, 2 of Santa's elves arrive. And they have passports that also seem suspicious. And he's just like, whatever. Here's my question. 3 of the 19 9/11 terrorist hijackers arrived to America via Florida. Do you think this guy let them in?
No, in all fairness, Santa went to a flight training camp to learn how to fly his sleigh properly?
I was so amused at the idea that this guy in an Ernest movie let the terrorist hijackers from September 11th in.
No.
And I've been sitting on that for
Santa's
2.5 hours. Anyway. So, Santa Claus is getting his stuff. He gets his bag comes in off the luggage carousel, and it's a giant red bag. Meanwhile,
It's his quote-unquote sack.
Yes,
Which he
it's a
says, he constantly talks about how important his sack is to him.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
And then he would always just like reach down and grab his pants.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
it was
he
really
just-
uncomfortable.
He grabs his boys.
And he's
I'll
like,
show you Santa's sleigh, and he just grab his.
at
grab his
one
nuts.
point, he says, "I can't wait to open my sack for all these little boys and girls."
I'd love to show you what's inside of my sack.
I'm trying hard to get us
It's full
canceled
of
this episode.
wonderful things.
Meanwhile, while all this is happening, in every single one of these Ernest movies, Ernest has a different job. In this one,
And it lives in a different part of the country.
yes. In this one, he's a cab driver. Unintentional. I'm sure this is unintentional, but the cab he drives is number 69.
In all fairness, also, the cab in the glove compartment has a sticker that says, "Keep the Christ in Christmas."
Yes. Okay. I
In
was
a
gonna.
movie about Santa Claus.
Ernest himself does not. This movie is a very secular Christmas film. There is no mention of the Christ. This isn't Peanuts Christmas, where Linus gets up and talks about our Lord being born.
Look,
Ernest
this is gonna
does not
sound
give two
horrible.
shits about Jesus
What
Christ.
I'm going to say is might get us canceled, but I'm sorry. This is one of many Christmas movies for Jewish people.
Interesting.
Because it utterly look, all of the classic Christmas carols, Silver Bells, or Walking to Winter Wonderland. A lot of Christmas songs that we associate with Christmas are written by Jews.
My favorite Christmas song ever.
My buddy Milty, who you might know from Jive Action Nerds, is he used to be he's Greek. But and not Jewish, but he can sing. So he was in a Jewish a cappella club at Washington University, and they would do a killer Christmas show because a lot of modern Christmas songs were written by broke Jews desperate to make a buck, but they didn't want to talk about Christ, so they talked about everything else.
Just the season of Christmas. My favorite Christmas song ever is "Christmas Baby Please Come Home" by Darlene Love, and that was written by a Jewish man. "White Christmas" was written by a Jewish man.
Exactly. It was written by showbiz Jews.
I have a question related to that "Keep Christ in Christmas" bumper sticker, but for later.
Don't get me fucking started. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Ernest is
sounds like a reason to get started.
If you want,
No.
it's okay.
Not now. Maybe later. We'll see how this develops.
see how
Whether
this
or not I rail on about how Christians don't even care about Christmas. Keep going.
Okay. So Ernest right away we see he's bad at his job. This guy is petrified. He gets launched out of a moving vehicle at one point. The passenger does. That Ernest is taken to the airport.
Well, okay, I'm pretty sure his character is meant to be dead because he is stiff and doesn't move. And all of the sounds that he makes, the grunts, are ADR.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So, Ernest kills a man. And then sends him to the airport, but not after running over a handful of Japanese men, because it's 1987, and it's still okay to hate the Japanese.
And the only tourists in movies are Japanese.
Absolutely. And they are taking pictures of everything. See also Gremlins 2.
And Caddyshack.
Ernest...
Actually, Back to the Future too.
Ernest dumps this corpse in the luggage carrier and drives off to kill again. And this is assuming that none of the car crashes Ernest causes in this movie are fatal. Dozens and dozens of car accidents. Which is a strong assumption.
I would say very shortly after this, he picks up Santa Claus and he causes a massive pileup on the interstate to save a Christmas tree that fell out of the back of a truck, which seems absurd, but having lived in Orlando and driven down I-4 several times, that's a pretty normal occurrence, actually. Just multi-car pileups across the interstate.
That's Orlando for you. City of Dreams.
Absolutely. Santa is in Florida to make...
The Sunshine State.
Santa's in Florida to make this guy, Uncle Joe, he's a kids show host, to make him the new Santa. And it was revealed pretty early on that, Santa is slipping. He accidentally gave a kid real money with a toy instead of play money, and so Santa can't pay for his cab bill, and Ernest, because Ernest is a nice guy, lets him have it for free. Santa leaves his sack in Ernest's cab. But and on the way to the I forgot a big thing. On the way to meet Uncle Joe at this children's museum that he works at, they encounter a runaway youth by the name of Star. And Star is like,
let's be real, a gay teen named Harmony Star.
Yes, very much like late 80s, early 90s, like cool girl, you know,
side ponytail.
Yeah.
Very New York, Jersey accent.
Yeah. And if this movie was like had a harder rating, like MPAA rating, she would have a switchblade at one point that she pulls on someone.
Which cements the whole this movie should have been an LA thing.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the two cities Jews live in are New York and LA.
I'm buying this more and more. Not that I didn't buy it, but you're selling.
And it's like
more
focused
more
on the
it.
entertainment industry. What agent? What talent agent? I guess there are agencies in other cities.
Well, okay. Like there is one kind of entertainment industry in Florida, and it's Santa hosting a casting couch, which no one wants to see.
I will say there is a very tiny film community in Florida, and it's very like, I would see it and I'm like, oh, you guys it's cute, you're all trying. There's a lot of the film projects that are like available that I've seen like friends of mine in are just like Disney related but not Disney produced things. You know, it's just like I don't know, there's something of but it's like, obviously you don't go to Florida to make unless you're Gonzo from the Muppet movie, you don't go to Florida to make your riches in Hollywood.
Well, no. In all fairness, Harmony Korine did a movie in Florida.
No, he did several. So yeah.
There are movies down there, but it is not a predominant industry.
They are not flattering portrayals of Florida.
The entertainment industry of Florida is themed.
They can't all be the Florida Project.
And pornography. I need to reinforce
and pornogaphy.
This.
I'm sorry.
They have a very strong pornographic industry in Florida.
Whenever I was living in Florida, my girlfriend at the time and I went to the pool at our apartment complex, and the people that were at the pool very clearly just got done filming themselves fucking. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I believe Vern, no offense, I'm pretty sure the Disney Village is a pretty regular recruiting site.
I know, like, there's like 4 different apartment complexes you can live at as a Disney college program person. One of them is called Vista Way, and everyone calls it Vista Lay. And it was like, I guess Playboy magazine did a write-up on it one year. It's whatever.
When, in like 2002?
Yeah, back when print media was.
Was this like after they stopped pretending to publish like literary short stories, and they just leaned full in on the sleaze?
I feel like it was in that era where like Girls Gone Wild had become really popular. You know what I mean? Like that kind of era, just like
the Spring Break aesthetic.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Ugh.
Ernest, Santa, and this runaway youth go to the Children's Museum. They encounter Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe is, as I said, a kids show host, but his show is getting canceled. But that's perfect because he's got a schedule free to be Santa Claus, but also his super racist.
In all
Borat
fairness,
level.
The agent who arrives with a license plate that says "Big Deals" comes in. And I'm sorry, if you're a sunburnt white person in Orlando who takes an immediate dislike of Santa Claus, then I don't know what the fuck else you could be.
If you're a sun-drenched white man in Florida who takes an immediate dislike to Santa Claus, you might
be a Jewish fella.
You might be a Jew.
Who insists on calling him Mr. Santos.
Mr. Santos,
which is a gag that could also work in Hollywood, but inexplicitly is set in Florida.
Well, there's a large Cuban population in Florida. It could work.
Well, yeah, except they're all like the crazed plantation owners that Castro kicked out. All of Meyer Lansky's
They're not sending their
buddies.
best.
Oh God, this has been the last episode of Movies for Babies. Anyway,
Jim Varney should have played Castle.
Absolutely.
Listen. If you're a Cubano who still in 2020 viscerally hates Castro, and you listen to our podcast,
if you're a Cubano,
I hope your
who in the
oxygen
year
tank runs out, you old
2020
fuck.
still visibly hates Castro.
Go back to
Then what, I
wishing
didn't
about how
hear
you hit Kennedy, you old
Don't
creep.
know. We are completely off the rails.
Okay, I have had 2 shots of rum and also what I call a half and half of rum and coke.
Oh.
So
If the CIA has tried to poison your cigars multiple occasions, you might be a Castro.
if Alan Dulles buys you a fancy new Ford truck, you might be a Cuban gorilla.
If when you announced that you are now the leader of Cuba, Michael Corleone kissed his brother.
I was also about to do a Godfather speech.
After that, I know nothing about Cuba, so.
Apparently,
If Conan O'Brien visits your country on one of his Conan Abroad specials, you might be.
If you are the son of immigrants in Florida and your case gets involved with Janet Reno, you might be Alien Gonzalez.
if you still support Guaido in 2020, you might be a Venezuelan expatriate.
Oh boy, we're not going to get through this movie. So
I've said everything I have to say. It is paper thin. It is the amount of material they have here could barely sustain a 30-minute episode of Hey Vern, It's Ernest. But they have decided it is a 90-minute.
Well, no, they get a lot of mileage out of cutting to consistently a literally shittier 90s version of Laurel and Hardy. Just a fat man and an old man
yeah, guys,
staring at flying reindeer and consistently fucking up in recognizing their flying reindeer.
guys, if you think a guy looking left and right, back and forth 100 times is fucking hilarious, this is the movie for you, because Galliard Sartain punctuates every sentence
it's
with
funniest at the 5th time he does it.
It does have that, like, kind of the How I Make Comedy, where it's kind of funny and then not funny, and then it's funny because he keeps doing it, and then not funny at all, and then it kind of follows that parabola, that kind of thing. The other guy is Bill Berg, who's perhaps most famous as the guy who says, "Guns don't kill people, I kill people" in UHF. So
Okay, no. If the listeners know that like Depression era picture where the old man swallows his nose,
oh yeah,
the other guy looks like that.
Yeah, he does kind of.
But he keeps making that face, and he doesn't talk,
yeah, yes,
and that's the joke.
yeah, he's funny looking old guy essentially.
What if, folks? What if people looked weird and we made a movie about them, and we called it Trash Humpers?
That's the kind of low hanging fruit that like John Cherry and Jim Varney would do in their commercials and in their movies.
If Jim Varney produced Harmony
if
Korine
Jim Varney
Trash
produced
Humpers-
Trash Humpers.
John Cherry's Spring Breakers would have been a
I would watch the shit out of that.
Jim Varney's Trash Humpers.
I
Jim Varney is Gummo.
He's just playing all of his terrible characters, but they're all equally sad and poor in Florida.
Know what I mean, Julian Donkey Boy?
exactly.
This show's for nobody.
Listen, this is just for the boys.
Yeah, this is just for the babies. I watched Happy Death Day last night for the first time, and the mascot of the college that exists in that movie is they're called the Bayfield Babies. That's the name of their football team. And someone walks by and they yell, "Babies for life!" And it made me think of this show.
Yeah,
Babies for life.
I guess you could be safe in knowing no one else has that mascot.
Like, there is a well-storied history of quote-unquote the good team having just trash mascots like the Bayfield Squirrels in Flubber or the Hamfield Hams in whatever Disney movie I can't remember at this moment, but I know it's a Disney original movie.
In not another teen movie, their team is called the Wasps, and it's a wasp with like a tennis racket and a sweater tied around its neck.
Very nice.
How is it that you can produce a movie and it is less clever than not another teen movie?
Hey, I think you are throwing a lot of shade at not another teen movie, and I don't know if it's
No,
deserved.
that's fair. Chris Evans is at his best in that movie.
Jamie Presley.
That too
is in the film.
That movie is actually great.
That movie is actually...
Absolutely.
It should be played on Comedy Central at 3
Yes.
a.m., but it's pretty
3
good by
a.m.
those standards.
and 3 p.m.
Yeah, 3 a.m. when they can say curse words, but they can't show the boobs.
That
And
is
those
the
are
best
the rules, folks.
blank movie of that genre ever produced.
100%.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. Where they didn't even come up with like a fun title.
No, way better
They
than
just-
not another indie movie.
Oh,
I don't
yeah, or My Big Fat Greek Independent Movie or whatever it is. Or
No, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's still a bad title. So Santa gets left with Uncle Joe. Ernest goes to visit me. And one of the
With Harmony Star.
with Harmony Star. And one of the
Who is,
sequences
like,
of this,
it was like the archetypal lib in the movie.
yeah, she talks about like not liking red meat, and
She hates red meat. Her parents are divorced.
yes, she says like
Yeah, she's a little...
she goes, I
But
don't
it's like
like
1993, so you still can't say divorced in a kids movie.
yeah. She says I don't like red meat, and Ernest is like, yeah, I prefer pork too, or something like that.
What even is that
It's-
joke? What even is that he doesn't know that pork is
I-
red
No.
I
There was a
guess.
time where pork was the other white meat when people didn't know no. Well, okay, people still don't know anything about health science. But there was a time where people also didn't know about health science, but it was centered on pork.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I am remembering pork the other
Exactly.
white meat. But we enter into, I think, the best section
Absolutely.
of the movie, which is essentially an Ernest commercial where he just ransacks.
No, it's just
Vern's
funny
home.
games. It's a home invasion sequence.
It's
Yeah, but this is essentially what an Ernest ad
yes,
was.
it's all
was
shot
the
in first person perspective. Vern is the POV of the camera. Ernest is completely destroying his house trying to set up a Christmas tree. There's a great really incredible filmmaking thing happens.
The match cut?
Yes, the
match cut is so
I
good.
was-
When Ernest is yanking the cord out of the wall, and he's about to yank a lamp out, and the exact second he pulls, we cut to Santa Claus getting his mugshot.
the
taken
lamp explodes
with the flashing light.
and it match cuts with the flash bulb of Santa's mugshot. It's great.
Yeah.
So it's really
It's
well
really
done.
tragic, though,
Um,
seeing Santa join the Aryan Brotherhood and changing his name to Odin, the One-Eyed.
Oh shit. But yeah, Santa goes. Oh, go
But
ahead.
this is the little pocket of the movie that kind of works for me, because I also really like I don't know why it always works for me, but anytime you get like the big gruff prisoners to sing a song or something, I always think that's like cute and funny in whatever fucking movie. Muppets Most Wanted,
Paddington
like
2.
whatever, like Paddington 2, like any. I don't know why that works for me.
We here at Puffin, Movies for Babies, love himbos.
Yeah.
We
I love a
big
himbo.
men
It's like
being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that is this. And that is the
Absolute-
scene
100%.
where the prisoners sing the last half of 12 Days of Christmas, and it's super charming.
Absolutely.
it's really charming, and you see the like. There's that section where all the hands stretch out of the jail bars and start clapping.
Yeah,
I love that.
because the one other prisoner sings "In a partridge in a pear tree," and like the Aryan and the Muslim Brotherhood both like clap for it because everyone comes together for Christmas.
Yeah, because Christmas is for the pagans.
Exactly.
So like,
It's for
everyone
everyone
can celebrate
but
Christmas.
Yes. Yeah,
100%.
Santa gets arrested, and very shortly after that, like incredible first-person sequence, Ernest learns that like this is Santa Claus, and so there's this plot because he reaches into the bag of Santa's sack, and inside Santa's sack is the same thing that's inside the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Well, yeah, okay. The way they shoot the sack looks like a horror movie. Like
And the sounds that are coming
it's like
out
the
of
Ark
it.
of the Covenant.
Yeah, there's
where
like
they,
children
open
laughing
it,
inside
and
of
he's
it.
lit
And...
from underneath. Like he's witnessing the horrible might of God.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
also too, like it's kind of dumb. Like all the stuff he and later on Star pull out of the sack is all like Christmas stuff, and it's like no one wants Christmas stuff on Christmas. They just want like.
Listen, I don't want Christmas stuff on Christmas.
No.
Here's what I want. Generic girl dolls, little wooden rocking
Yes.
horses, Jack in the Box, everything that is free to license when I am making Santa.
You want a very
art.
public
I
domain
want-
Christmas. Yes.
I want
I want
very
a little
large
wooden duck
candy
with
canes.
wheels.
Yes.
Yes, that is what I want for Christmas. And Ernest starts transforming these orbs of
Yeah,
light
okay.
into.
I actually like that though as a Santa mythos development. As Santa
No,
doesn't make
I-
presents, he just draws orbs of potentiality from the sack, and they become whatever the recipient truly desires.
Yes, which is cool. I think that they have the teeny bopper play the completely wrong emotionality of this moment, because it makes sense for Ernest to do that and go like, whoa, cool, but she's like, no, you're doing it all wrong.
Because
You don't know how to do this. She has...
who's like, oh
She-
shit, my
but-
parents are divorced and I'm hella gay, and she's like, oh, I need $1 million in unmarked bills to, I don't know, go to Las Vegas to become a
I know, but she
turquoise
has like...
jeweler.
She has just seen the very face of God. Like, she has just seen, like, the most miraculous thing a human can witness, and she's like, no, you dumb idiot, Ernest, you're not doing it
No,
right.
okay,
I'm like, why are
I
you
will
not-
argue that is peak Jewishness. Is
Okay.
seeing the miracles of God and going, no, you're doing it wrong. Do it to help me.
I see what my neighbors have, Lord, and I want that
That's
for
very
me.
nice. You've incarnated as a budding bush. What are you gonna do about our slavery, God?
Yeah, God, where have you been, God?
What have
I
you
think
been
that
up
is the
to?
appropriate.
What have you been up to, Yahweh? Get it together.
I want a cat.
Yeah,
skin.
I like that reaction to God. It's like, hey, what are you gonna do for me? what are you? All right, let's see it. Because I think Ridley Scott has a great conception of God. Is that God is a robot and he hates you more than anything you could possibly
To
imagine.
quote the message I put in the Wailing Wall when I went on Birthright. Show
What
me
gives?
what you've got.
I like it.
You were quoting Rick and Morty.
No, Rick and Morty wasn't a thing in 2014.
He was quoting Doc.
Oh,
and
okay,
Marty.
okay.
No,
He was quoting-
I was
yeah,
being
The
a
Adventures of
shitty,
Doc and Marty.
quote-unquote, edgy Jewish teen in Israel, trying to stick it to the Wailing Wall.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck you,
that's true.
Wall.
I also think that's a valid question. Fuck
I
the
mean,
wall.
I'm
you,
from
Wall.
Missouri,
Fuck all
the
walls.
show me state. So I've got to ask God,
exactly.
show me truly what have you got?
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, I embrace, I embrace all of this. No one should build walls ever. Maybe it's my classical literature education, but it's like when we were talking about building a border wall, I was like, I don't know. I've read too many books where like the city that walls itself in will ultimately be eaten alive from inside. The walls will become the trap for us, not for them.
I'm
we
just an
used to,
anti-Zionist Jew who thinks that like building essentially the Jewish version of Jurassic Park doesn't help us in the long run, and in fact makes us just as wicked as things that we supposedly try to oppose.
Can I say this? And
Sure.
if cancel me if I can't.
Sure.
Jurassic
I'm
Park?
ready.
I've made that joke many times.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Woo,
Okay.
we're clear.
Woo!
I had my cancel gun ready. I was ready. I had the stamp. It was all inked up. I was ready.
The cancel gun.
I was the Iceman from The Irishman, ready to pull the trigger.
I heard you paint houses. I gotta say, like...
The title Martin Scorsese liked so much, he left it in the movie.
He said, fuck you, I'm not calling it The Irishman.
Like, I know that's what you're gonna call it, but I'm going to leave the title cards. I hear you paint houses in the movie. What are you going...
Does The Irishman ever come up as a title in the movie?
No. I swear, I watched that movie. People tell me Robert De Niro's character is referred to as the Irishman. He's not. The only person who's referred to as the Irishman is Kennedy. I swear to God. I saw this movie. Like
King shit.
Shit.
Once again, king shit.
King shit.
King shit from Martin Scorsese. I will never not respect my anti-Marvel king.
We stand.
We stand the king.
I feel comfortable. I'm a fucking Martin Scorsese mark. That guy makes a movie, I'll go watch it. Whatever.
Yeah. Literally one of the 5 men in Hollywood who actually cares about world cinema.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really cool what he does with Criterion, with the World Cinema Project, and I'm a fan.
The guy that puts
at
his
one
fucking
point-
money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
The guy that like is actually trying to preserve world cinema, independent cinema, and people were like, what do you mean he doesn't like Iron Man 2?
Oh no, like at one point my dad, who is of course he's a man in his 50s, so he's a huge Scorsese guy.
Of course.
How could you not be?
I bought him like Scorsese's like top 50 movies for Christmas, like
That's cool.
like a couple years ago, and it was just like a documentary about Martin Scorsese sitting in a dark room just talking about his favorite movies. And my dad like gave me a text that said, "Hey, this is a cool video you sent me, but like 1/3 of these are Italian and the other third are Japanese. What is this video you gave me?"
I love that.
The 2 movies he recognized were Stagecoach and
Sure.
All That Jazz.
Hell yes,
Which are
Marty.
both amazing movies,
Yes,
but just to show what a king Scorsese is. Those were like the 2 movies the guy who basically taught me to love movies, he didn't recognize, so I think that's like awesome.
Hell yeah.
We watched a portion of that in Pete Timmerman's Modern World Cinema class, and it was very, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'd like to finish that one day, but too much. Gotta spend time watching Ernest Saves Christmas and Fantastic Mr. Fox and all that stuff.
Right. It's a quality
As if
film.
all that, Jay?
As if Fantastic Mr. Fox. You heard last month's episode. I guess I'm gonna do Sparks notes for the rest of these.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we clearly do not want to talk about it.
I'm out. I'm tapped. That's it.
Ernest and Star dress up as the governor's assistant and the governor's daughter or something to bust Santa out of prison.
Which further cements my theory that Jim Varney, when he acts like an asshole, is actually very hot.
Yes.
He is very hot in this like
is my,
5-minute scene.
Yeah, this is my second favorite part of the movie. Also, the Star is wearing the girls' uniform that they wore at St. John the Baptist School in West Frankfort, Illinois. I saw a lot of girls growing up wearing that same uniform.
Oh, so you went to a mixed gender Catholic school?
I did. We all had wear uniforms.
Props to you. I had a buddy who went to a priory, and that is all boys.
Well, I think the only reason it was mixed gender is because it was such a small town school.
That's probably correct.
So here's the thing. Ernest is doing a bit. He's playing a character. Ernest is playing a character in this. But, like, he's doing the Movies for Babies thing where he just talks about how awful these cops are. And he exposes them for being shitty cops. And he talks a lot about, like, it's like he's implying that Santa Claus has, like, mental and emotional problems. And that he's, like, being in prison is the wrong environment for him.
No, because he needs to be in solitary confinement.
Well, yeah, he is saying that. But he's talking about how bad these cops are. But earlier in the movie, he has that "Keep the Christ in Christmas" bumper sticker. Guys, I think, like, Ernest is the stereotypical, like, Florida swing voter. He's the one that could go either way on the whenever it comes to the ballot.
Yeah, when they made that movie
like
Swing
the kind of guy
Votes,
who voted for
it was
Obama
about
in
him.
08, but Trump in 2016.
Yeah, I think that's Ernest. I think Ernest is the, and, you know, Ernest is the kind of guy who'd, like, fuck up trying to punch through a Chad. We learned that Star doesn't believe in Santa Claus because, Santa got her, like, a gender-conforming gift. She asked for, like, a baseball bat, and he gave her a doll or something, and she's like,
which further
fuck.
cements that she is a gay teen. My theory that she is a gay teen from New York's and or New Jersey,
and
because she talks like the girlfriend from My Cousin Vinny.
Do you think she ran away because, like, she ran away from home because her parents, like, do you think she ran away from home, or do you think her parents, like,
Well,
threw her out of the
she
home?
explicitly ran away from home. Although it's implied it's because her parents are divorced. But it was still the 90s when you couldn't say divorced in a kids movie.
Santa's sleigh couldn't have run over that curb and kept going. Those transaxles weren't even invented until 1989.
He went in a scarlet red sleigh.
Hey, we need to take care of those utes. You know, utes.
Man, My Cousin Vinny.
Great
Good
movie.
flick.
Like,
Good flick.
Great movie. If you ever have 7 hours to spare, watch My Cousin Vinny.
It is the longest movie of all time. It is a funny movie.
So Joe has accepted. Well, actually, we'll get
Joe Conroy.
Joe Conroy. Actually, so Uncle Joe in this movie, he's on set in a Christmas horror movie, and at one point Ernest arrives and he's got a pickup truck and he's dressed as, like, this crazy, like, snake farmer. He keeps saying "Poison," and Santa Claus is in the back underneath, like, a sheet, and he's got a bunch of garden hoses and a rattle, and he's making it look like he's a bunch of snakes. And I kept thinking, and I don't think they give this character that Ernest is playing, a name, but because they were looking for a guy named Joe, I was watching this to record a show with Kevin and Justin, and he's doing a crazy character bit. I kept thinking that Ernest's character was called Chicken Joe, but that is a bit that Kevin came up for our friend Joe. Whatever. Joe,
I love Joe Conroy. He has
absolutely
a
love Joe.
rooster-esque silhouette.
Yes, a very prominent. I would say more like a greyhound, but I'll take rooster as well. Joe's
Somewhere between canine and avian.
Regardless, Joe is very handsome in profile. He's very handsome in general, but he's very handsome in profile.
We love you, Joe.
So Joe is working on this Christmas horror movie called Christmas Sleigh or something like that. Santa is
it is Christmas Sleigh, because all the Jews in the cinema industry have to explain to the Gentile that no, it's SLAY, not SLEIGH.
Yeah,
and that's why it's okay to swear in front of kids and then kill an alien.
Yes, it's a Christmas Sleigh or Silent Night, Deadly Night or whatever it is. Let's see here. while they're trying to, while Santa and Ernest are trying to convince Joe to take up the mantle as Santa, Star is like taking all the things out of the sack, trying to find $1 million or whatever. The dwarves arrive to look for Santa.
Elves.
Or the elves arrive to look for Santa. They and Ernest they meet with Galliard, Sartain, and Bilberg, and they take the reindeer, load the reindeer up in a Ryder moving truck. But Ernest drives this Ryder moving truck over a spike strip and blows out all the tires. And so, like, they're not going to be able to get the reindeer and the sleigh to the Children's Museum in time. What do? And then you get all the images from the trailer of this movie, which is Ernest behind the wheel of a sleigh, like driving a sleigh.
Yeah. He can't remember the name of the 8 reindeer.
He keeps saying Blister instead of Blitzen.
Yeah. Also, for the record, Joe, the Mr. Rogers type, does puppet shows at the Kids Museum.
Yes,
within which there's an old lady that Santa hits it off with.
Yes, the future. He hits it off with her, and she's like a future Mrs. Claus, I guess.
Yeah. Not even Mrs. Claus, literally just an older woman that the soon-to-be old man just wants to hook up with.
Yeah, future Mrs. Old Lady. There's this weird thing. Joe has been seen auditioning with kids. He's been seen on set of this Christmas movie with cameras on him. And then later on in the movie, he's talking with like the producers, and I think at this point Santa Claus has given up on Joe taking up the mantle. But Joe's meeting with the producers, and he's like, I don't know if I can do this picture because of the language in it. I don't know if I can sign on for this. And it's like, sign on? You've been auditioning? You've been in front of camera? Like, you're in this movie. At one point, he shaves his beard, and Santa's very upset about that.
When they do this scene, they're doing it in an agent room where they have the Hollywood sign as a poster, but instead of it saying the word saying Hollywood, the sign says Florida.
It's weird.
It like they must have gotten like a tax cut or something to set this here.
Well, it's Touchstone Pictures is owned by Disney, so it's just like Disney's got free sets. They've got free. I think a lot of this was filmed at my former workplace, Disney Hollywood Studios. Could be wrong, but
I believe it.
But so Joe turns down this movie. He discovers that he sees the sleigh. He sees the sleigh that Ernest is in with the elves. And he's like, oh, the Santa guy's been real. And he takes up the throne, or the sleigh.
He signs the Santa Claus.
He signs the Santa Claus. And then Star has been trying to run away with the Christmas sack, but then she she feels guilty, and she comes back. They all find themselves in front of the Children's Museum. Joe takes up the mantle of Santa Claus. And then Joe has Ernest pilot the sleigh, and Star hangs around with the sleigh, and they go off and deliver kids, and Santa Claus hangs out with the old lady. I just blew through the last last hour and a half of that movie. And,
I want to reinforce Don Searles is sincerely incredible as a Santa.
Yes.
Like, okay, you know all the absent-minded, just, I'm the Sultan of Agrabah. I love being the Sultan. Now take that energy and give it to Santa Claus. And it comes across as so sweet.
Yes.
And so heartfelt that even when he connects to a spinster running the Children's Museum, and they relate through that and just their love of children. And it's like, God damn, this is a good-ass Santa that no one talks about, that absolutely deserves the credit.
As I said, this movie bummed me out as a little kid, and it's because, he was so convincing that I was like, it bummed me out to see Santa Claus sad. It bummed me out to see Santa Claus, in prison.
Yeah.
That's how good
it
of a
is
Santa
legitimately
he is.
distressing to watch this man who reads like a delirious old man just being arrested because he can't find his identification. That is so fucking upsetting.
And this was
Absolutely.
the 90s when now things are markedly worse.
Yes. In the year 2020, one of the things that like bummed me out the most was, oh no, Santa Claus is getting arrested.
Okay, in 2020, like everyone in jail is dying of COVID.
Yeah, oh God.
Oh no, Santa Claus got the coronavirus.
Oh,
Can't come this
no.
year. He's quarantining at the North Pole.
Oh no, the prisoners weren't wearing masks, so now Santa's got COVID. Oh no.
Oh no.
Like he like in a way that like you don't like you could buy him just being Santa.
Yes.
Or a Santa adrift in a modern world in the 90s.
Yes. He's great in his role, and like I don't know what it is about these late 80s, early 90s movies, especially Christmas ones, but like this with Santa Claus and Mary Morrison, and then like the guy who owns the toy shop in Home Alone 2, like Old Man Marley and Home Alone 1, like these movies are rife with just like sad old people, and it fucking bums me out every single time I watch one of these.
Like, well, in all fairness, in the 90s, the Soviet Union collapsed and history was over.
We were all bummed about it, man.
Yeah, we were bummed that the Soviet Union was gone, so we had to like
Wayne and
have
Garth
to, we
got
actually
on
had
SNL.
to deal with the poor people in our own countries.
Yeah.
I guess so. There's just a lot of sad old people cinema, and the difference, I guess, between this and like Home Alone, like the Old Man Marley stuff, legitimately just makes me cry. Like it just gets me every single time.
Because he's literally just an old man shoveling walks, right?
Yes. This movie, Ernest Saves Christmas and Home Alone 2, is just like, oh, the old people are sad. Like, Home Alone is a lot more effective with their depiction of sad old
because
people.
it was the 90s, so these were all people who got blacklisted in the 50s.
Oh, they're former, I see. They were on the...
They're former members of the Communist Party of America.
Oh, gosh. All friends with Trumbo or whatever.
Exactly.
I see. I will say, like, Ernest Saves Christmas, like, there's a handful of movies that I want to watch every holiday season. Not that I'm a big Christmas person, but I'm also not a Grinch either. I every year I'll enjoy watching a Home Alone. Every year, like, I'll really enjoy watching It's a Wonderful Life, whatever. And then, of course, like, every year, even though the movie sucks, I have to watch I have to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. Ernest Saves Christmas.
That's the most Vern thing I've ever heard.
The movie sucks, but I can't help but watch it. But like every year, but like Ernest Saves Christmas is not a first string holiday classic. But if I were to watch this every 3 years during December, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be happy with that. I don't know if it could be like in a Home Alone rotation or Christmas Vacation rotation, but I think like if you're looking for a good B level or C level Christmas classic, I think Kevin's not a fan, but I think it's good for like half watching.
Well, it's a good movie to put on in the background.
Like while you're wrapping presents or something.
If I had a tiny TV in my kitchen and I was prepping the Christmas dinner, Ernest Saves Christmas would be a completely inoffensive thing to have on and like look at while I'm stirring butter into corn.
Yes.
And that is, I don't know about y'all. I rented this on the PlayStation Network, and the version of this that they had, and like, hey, this thing had almost a full 5 stars. Like, people that are renting Ernest Saves Christmas on PlayStation, they know what they're getting, and they're rating it high. But like the version that we rented was like a VHS transfer, so like it was 4:3, like it was the most standard of definition. It was just like, I don't know if I'll ever put this bad boy on again, because I will have to pay U.S. money to do it. But
I will say,
I mean, my research for this was watching the badly edited cut of this on YouTube, and then the Doug Walker review of this from 2011.
I'm embarrassed to say
boy.
that I watched a DVD of this, but
Wow.
also
No, do not be embarrassed because you have the movie and you enjoy it.
well, it was a thing too where like I could rent it for $3 on Amazon, or I could buy it for $2 at Silver Platters in Linwood, Washington. I'll go ahead and just spend the extra money. And like it was a thing like I'll grab that while I'm there at Silver Platters to grab my main event movie I'm picking up. Like oh cool, whatever. It's throw on this extra $2 movie.
Sure.
My DVD is it sucks because the menu screen of the movie is 4:3. So like whenever you're watching it on a flat screen TV, there's black bars on the sides of it. But then when you hit play, it's in widescreen, but at the 4:3 aspect ratio. So it's in a tiny rectangle inside the TV. And it's an official, like, it's not like a bootleg. It's the official release of this movie. So Disney did not even care about this movie. They're just like, whatever, it's fine. Some asshole's going to buy this
I
for
wanna pause it to
$2
you guys.
used.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
If you guys had to cast a Santa in a movie, who would it be?
Modern era, like if I'm making a movie in the year
Yes,
2000.
in 2020 and forward, if you were casting a Santa in your dream Christmas movie, who would it be?
What's
Keith
his name?
David.
Well, of course.
Sorry.
I would
But
do
Keith
a
David.
what's his name? I can't think of the character's name. I can't think of the actor's name. I can only think of the character's name. I would probably do a Nick Offerman Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, he did actually play Santa in the Bob's Burgers
did he?
holiday special. Yeah, well, as actually a gay Santa
Oh, okay.
who like frequents the gay club.
I would do a Nick Offerman, or maybe even like it depends on like what kind of Christmas thing you're going for. But I could see like Carl Tart as a fun Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. As someone who's written a Christmas movie, the Carl Tart Christmas Santa would not work in that, but maybe the Nick Offerman would.
I would do a fourth in the Tim Allen Santa Claus franchise, but his wife, played by Elizabeth Mitchell from TV's Lost, has murdered Tim Allen and become Santa Claus herself. So I could go with that
Hell
one. I think I'm gonna stick by Keith David. The voice, the presence, the warmth. It's all Keith David all the way.
Keith David's a good Santa Claus. Keith David's a good anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Never been bad. Justin?
See, for me, if I was doing a Mr. Claus, I'd do Jack Black.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It is insane that he hasn't been cast as a Mr.
Especially
Claus.
now with the beard. Like, he just has a big Santa
Yeah,
beard
exactly.
now.
But if I was doing a movie that was centered on Mrs. Claus, I would go for Kathleen Madigan.
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's much more of a, like, PG-13 Santa Claus.
I am a...
But I think she'd be a very funny as like an overworked, like desperately trying to just keep up to the workplace Santa Claus.
I'm very surprised that it's not happened, but like I'm very surprised that there's not like a movie about Santa Claus and about what he does the 11 months outside of the year, outside of Christmas, where it's just like Santa Claus dicking around at home and he's played by Jack Black. I'm surprised that movie has not been made.
Santa Claus dicking around at home should be played by John Gabris. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, good point.
Thank you.
Yes.
Real quick, before we get too far away from Ernest Saves Christmas, I do want to say, like, one of the things I do kind of like about this movie, and that's, like, weirdly progressive about this movie, is, like, Joe is talking with Santa Claus, and he's like, you want me to deliver to every kid in the world? And Santa's like, no, there's some people whose cultures don't have room for Santa Claus, so you don't have to worry about it. You know, like, he says something like that, and it was very nice for this movie, and weirdly progressive to, like, acknowledge that, like, there's other faiths and other beliefs
For
in
fucking
the world.
1988, like, Reagan's America.
It was political correctness in its baby stage.
And I liked that.
Yeah, no, it's
So
nice.
that alone gives the movie a few rubs. I don't know that, like, I don't know, like, what could you even do with the Santa Claus movie nowadays? Not like a Santa Claus Tim Allen movie, but just like a movie about Santa Claus. What could you even
That
do
like
nowadays?
possibly has not
Well,
been done.
no. Have you guys seen the trailer for Fat Man?
No.
Oh, the Mel
it's-
Gibson thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a movie where Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus going to war against a child he gave coal to. The problem with it is that the kid that Mel Gibson fights looks identical to Ben Shapiro.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not okay with Ben Shapiro
Mel
getting his ass
Gibson's
kicked.
history, him being antagonistic to a Ben Shapiro lookalike who is pissed at Santa for giving him coal, I think is at least in the proximity of being
Yeah,
problematic.
Fuck, Walton Goggins is in this movie?
Oh yeah, he plays a contract killer hired by not Ben Shapiro.
And don't get
to
me
kill
wrong,
his-
like,
Skinny man?
Ben Shapiro should get his ass kicked. But maybe...
Ben Shapiro is the biggest dork who deserves every wedgie and swirly.
Yes, he does not
could
deserve
get.
his ass kicked, but he deserved, like, wedgies. He deserves to be pantsed on a public stage. He deserves to be swirled.
I'm looking at the trailer, at the poster for this movie, and it looks like a fucking fake poster from like Funny People. Like it looks like it.
Well, no, like, you guys remember the
No.
trailer? Yeah, like, you know the fake trailers from Funny People?
Yeah.
It's that, but it's real.
You know what it really
apparently,
is?
apparently, it's coming to cinemas next week. Good
It's...
luck.
Oh, God.
Good luck, Fat Man.
Next week at the time of recording or next week at the time of air?
Next week at the time of recording, November 19th.
God.
I don't know when this will come out.
The
Probably
fact
the
that
23rd.
it's debuting in November is actually the most pathetic part of it. That it doesn't even have the guts to air in December.
Well, that's I hate to give credit to Fat Man. That is not uncommon for a Christmas movie to like come out in November with the implication that it will run a month and a half to Christmas.
Hollywood always does that, where they release their spooky movie in fucking September. They release their Christmas movie in November. They always just like... And so if the movie is something that you're like kind of interested in, like Dr. Sleep, I was interested in, but I was not interested in watching it in September. But I would have been very interested in watching it in October. But that movie did not do well. So whenever it came time for October to come around, like, it was nowhere to be seen. You couldn't get it on VOD because it was just outside that window. And then, like, I finally see the movie on October later, and it's an incredible movie. I absolutely love it. Maybe even like it better than the original Shining. And I'm bummed out that I didn't watch it in theaters. But, like, there's so many times like that where, like, there's Halloween sequels released in August. There's Christmas movies released in November or October. And it's like...
Chucky movies released in February.
It's just like...
That's
I-
alternative program, baby.
I get what they're doing, but, like, I wish it was... I get why they would do it, but it bums me out whenever... I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point now because no one's ever going to set foot in the movie theater ever again, so...
Right.
But I got to see, like, Krampus in movie theaters during December, so that was cool. You know.
And then, yeah, did we finish this? I can't remember.
We're
did we
still recording.
No, I mean, did we finish describing...
Oh, yeah,
the
we're
safe-
at the end of the movie.
We're done.
If
Great, cool.
folks, if you're only going to watch one Ernest movie, don't do this one. Watch Ghost of Jail or watch Scared Stupid. If you're going to watch a second or a third one, then watch this one. As I said,
Yes.
if you want a good C grade Christmas classic, this is good for you. But I don't know.
Vern is, of course, erasing Slam
You want
Dunk
something that the
Ernest.
Turner Classic Movies
Slam
channel
dunk.
plays at 11 a.m.
Excuse me. I forgot about Slam Dunk Ernest. I forgot about Ernest Goes to School.
Thank you.
First role of a young Will Sasso.
Thank you. Slam Dunk Ernest, straight to video. We will be back next month, I think, with the 3D animated Lupin movie, Lupin the Third,
Yeah.
the First.
I pre-ordered
Depending
the
on how that
DVD.
gets released,
Folks,
we shall
yeah.
see. We shall see.
Folks, we are branching out into world cinema with Lupin the
Scorsese's Dream, World Cinema, Lupin the Third.
I pre-ordered the DVD. I'm excited. It should hopefully come in before. I hope it's a thing where it comes in early and I can watch it and then record and not have to rent it, then record, and then it finally arrives in the mail.
Looks like a fun movie. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I haven't pre-ordered that. I probably should do that as a
Shout
little birthday
Factory,
treat to myself.
baby!
As should I.
Love a little Shout Factory. But that's what we're planning for next time, provided that the movie is actually available in December. But
It'll be at least available on.
And guys, I gotta tell you, people listening at home, if you enjoyed what you just listened to, you might be a subscriber to Movies for Babies. I've been waiting this entire podcast for one of you guys to start a sentence with the words "if," and just waiting to do.
avoiding it like the plague.
Oh God! Thanks for
Oh wait, that
listening.
joke's not funny anymore.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's you can't. Sorry,
Can't say
Kevin.
that on television.
Sorry, Kevin. You got to point that cancel gun at yourself. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck!
Self-cancel.
Can't say that on television, but you can say it on podcasting.
Self-cancel. I heard he canceled himself.
Okay, I've said enough things about the Jewish people that I should be canceled at this point.
He's canceled, wrapped in plastic. I heard he canceled himself.
And lo, Christ came upon the cross and canceled himself.
Christ was canceled for our sins, but on the third day he was rebooted.
Lots of the man named Warrow. Ernest B. Warrow. Even as a lad, he was sensitive and caring, as cunning as a fox and as slippery as a herring, whimsical and mellow, a hale and hearty fellow, not formal, not normal. Lots of the man named Warrow. Ernest B. Warrow. He's kindly as a saint, but he'll never shirk a battle. Your feelings everywhere, he's a bird beneath the saddle. He's hip, quick and brawny, his skin is smooth and tawny. Not really, not really. See the lightning fill the sky. See the angry tide. See the blinding rain come down. Oh, where's the hero now? The children cry. He's inside. There was a man named Warrow. Ernest B. Warrow. The hero of today is the legend of